Hi, I'm Cathy Williamson and I'm your host today. I'm a facilitator at Way to Work and my guest is Teri-Lynn Dandy. Teri-Lynn, you are the North Hardin High School guidance counselor. So glad that you had an opportunity to come and visit with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am one of 4 guidance counselors right now currently at North Hardin High School.
Terry, before we do that,
okay.
I forgot to notify everyone, we are 6 feet apart, so we are going to be able to take our mask off.
Sounds good.
I'm sorry, that
That's
way
okay.
folks can see us and hear us and all of that.
Perfect.
All right, now we'll just pick back up again. Tell me about yourself.
I am a guidance counselor at North Hardin. I just completed my 5th year there. Can't think of another place I would rather be. I absolutely love it there. I am a graduate of LaRue County from 2000.
Okay.
I did go to Western and get my undergrad and got a master's at Moorhead for special education. Then went on and got my rank 1 in counseling.
Okay.
I wanted to be able to reach a broader range of students, so that's kind of why I went the counseling route. And definitely a good fit for me.
Yeah, I just kind of wonder what draws certain teachers into certain areas or counselors into certain areas, and so I think in your bio you told me that your father had worked with special needs kids. So tell me a little bit about him.
Yes, Dad is a retired principal. He was a elementary principal in LaRue County.
Okay.
He was very drawn to those students and did some outside things with them, big brother, big sister type things, and he was always gravitated toward those kids and vice versa.
Okay.
So I think I got that from him because the moderate to severe kids with disabilities were the ones I had at E-Town when I first started my teaching career.
Okay.
So I did that for 5 years and enjoyed it. It's a very challenging job, but one of the most rewarding jobs.
Yeah, I'm thinking passion. I'm thinking it's the kind of thing that fills your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And
not everybody can do that job.
Absolutely.
It's hard.
We all know that the things that fill our heart are what are most important. And those are the things that get us excited and get us get up and go. And
yes.
And like you said, and you guys are special because not everyone can do those things and work with those kids. So that's cool. But that even sounds more like that's kind of your path because that's what you saw with your parents.
Yes, it's in my blood.
Okay. All right. So you are at North Hardin High School, and you said your favorite part of that is the diversity. Can you kind of describe what the diversity that as you see it at North Hardin High?
We have such a wide range of different backgrounds, races, ethnic groups, and those kids just intertwine with each other so well. I don't think there is a certain group, a clique type of thing.
Okay.
I feel like most kids kind of intertwine with each other. I have had several graduates come back and say, I'm so glad I went to North, that I was ready for that diversity that the world hits us with.
Yeah, and you and I talked real briefly on the phone yesterday about the diversity because of Fort Knox.
Yes.
Because of the folks that are coming into our community. We have such a melting pot of different folks. And so that, again, that's even coming into the school systems because the folks that come to the area bring their children and put their children into our school system.
And a lot of them that are in that Fort Knox area, if that criteria doesn't fit for Fort Knox schools, then they do end up at North Hardin.
Okay.
And their stories and where they've come from and their experiences, I love those. I love hearing those
We have
things.
opportunities to learn something
from
that
them.
from people in other parts of the country just don't.
I crave that different interaction. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we decided we would visit today and we would start talking about grants and scholarships and things like that are available. We're all very busy with what's going on in today's world with the schools being online and that, and we just wanted to make sure that we put it out for our sophomores and our juniors and our seniors that these are the things that, even though the world's going really crazy on you right now, you need to be thinking about these things. And so that was kind of what you and I wanted to talk about, is what should they be doing now? So let's start off with the sophomores and the juniors.
Okay.
Because there's something called a GSA. Tell me what GSA is all about.
Okay, GSA is for sophomores and juniors. It is called Governor's School for the Arts.
Okay.
It is a 3-week summer program that's pretty intense, but in order to get to that level, you've got to go through an application process.
Okay.
During this time while you're there, you are pretty much eating, sleeping, and breathing everything the arts.
Okay, and I was just going to ask, what sort of studies would lead toward someone that was going to apply for that?
Okay. Well, here are the 9 areas
Okay,
that
there
they
you
can
go.
apply for.
9
So I wanted
areas.
to cover those because
Absolutely.
it's broad. Architecture and design, creative writing, dance, drama, film and photography, instrumental music, musical theater, visual art, and vocal music.
That is broad.
Broad. And you can do up to 2.
Wow.
But that is 2 separate applications when you do that.
Okay.
So the application process is broken down into parts.
Okay. Tell us about those parts.
You have to have a teacher recommendation, somebody that you have had in class, and an administrator recommendation. So probably one of your principals or assistant principals, maybe even a guidance counselor could represent that portion.
Okay.
Once they receive those, they review those, and then you go on to the recommendation process. You'll complete that. Then you'll go and complete the preliminary round, which is part 2 of the application. It's different from GSP, which I know we're going to cover.
Okay.
So there's kind of a 2-part. Then they notify the finalists, and they will get with them and let them know if they have become a finalist.
Okay.
And if they will be participating in the program and what area that they've qualified for.
And this is all done online?
Well,
Okay.
I'm glad
just
you
curious.
asked that, because this past summer, obviously, things changed, and they did do this online. And they actually emailed me the program and the different links, and I might be able to share that with you, of what these kids put together virtually for these different categories. Amazing. Amazing.
I'm not surprised, okay? Because here's
Adapting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I keep saying I'm never too old to stop learning.
Right.
But you take today's juniors and sophomores and seniors and what they have exposed to them, what they have available to them. And a lot of times it's just when they get required to do something.
Right.
When they get stopped and pushed to do it and understand the ramifications of not doing it and, you know, apply themselves.
Right.
You know, and so many times they kind of get a bad rap with the gaming and all of those pieces. But this is great, because we know that the online, the Zoom, the Teams, whatever they used, we know that's where that's where the world's going. Even in my work currently, we're doing job interviews over the Zoom.
Yes, ma'am.
And so it's going to continue. That's, you know, this pandemic has caused us to do things differently. And so with the experience they have there, even in as a sophomore or junior, a senior, that's something they're going to be able to apply in their college work. And then once they finish college, when they move out into the workforce and start looking for employment, these are skills that are going to transfer with them.
Follow them all the way through.
Absolutely.
Especially technology.
Yes.
Especially that. And they're able to get on there and navigate those things pretty quickly now. The Zoom, the Google Classrooms, the Google Meets with those teachers. So our kids are bright.
Yeah.
They can
I told you I had to do Zoom, and I had to get my 11-year-old granddaughter to show me how to do it.
She knew how to do it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
By Monday, we had Zoom 3 of my children and grandchildren.
And it's
you
being
can figure
used
it out.
all over the place.
You can figure it out when you have to.
Absolutely.
That's the point.
When you have
Okay,
to.
so that's how that scholar, and go over the 9, I wanted you to go over the 9 areas again.
Okay.
Because they were so diverse. I mean, you would think School of Arts, I don't know, maybe.
Well, I know North Hardin is a very arts school. Our band, North Hardin High School Band,
Absolutely.
is one of the
I think
best.
I've heard of them.
In my mind, it is.
I
the
think
best.
I've heard of them. That's okay.
And our choir, Brian Froge does a great job with the band. Beth Root, although
Okay.
she's not with us this coming year, she's put on the productions at the Pike.
Okay.
Those huge things, but those kids have a big passion for the arts.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about these just one more time.
Do them again, please.
Architecture and design, creative writing, dance, drama, film and photography, instrumental music, musical theater, visual art, and vocal music.
Yeah, okay. Covers it all. Sounds like it covers it all. Wow. All right, so that's what our sophomores and our juniors need to be thinking about for their future. So the next one, juniors only.
Yes.
That's that GSP. Tell me what GSP is.
GSP is the Governor's Scholar Program.
Okay.
And this program is a 5-week summer program. For outstanding juniors, they have 3 host campuses. This year, because of COVID, we did 2 host campuses from my understanding. Who it was supposed to be was U of L Center and Moorhead. These colleges compete
Wow.
to
Okay.
get that Governor's Scholar program each summer,
Okay.
which I think is kind of cool.
Yes.
So it allows students to meet students all over the state of Kentucky and really dive into in-depth topics. It's almost like a pre-college experience. What does it look like in the classroom? What does that lecture look like? What are those open conversations look like? And they're diving into the passions or the interests that they chose on their application. So it's not like they're just picking something random for them to do.
Okay.
That is an interest of theirs.
Okay.
And
Well, that's an invaluable experience.
lifelong friendships.
Absolutely.
Lifelong friendships.
Because from it being a junior to being in a college setting and understand going in what's going to be expected of you, how it's going to work, how it's going to feel, what the structure is going to look like. That's invaluable because you're not starting from scratch.
Right. And those juniors come back, and before you can see a difference in them in their senior year. It's like a mind shift. Like, I'm about to do I can do this. Like,
I'm going to be on track.
It is.
I
And
know
it's-
what my track looks like.
It's more of a determination mindset that they just
Okay.
switch into.
I can do this.
And,
Wow.
So it's a very impactful program.
Wow. Okay. The application process for that now?
Okay, it's lengthy, doable, just time consuming. And
But anything worth having
Yes.
is worth investing.
yes,
Okay.
and right now we can start now. If we start now,
Okay.
it won't seem so bad.
Okay.
You have to be an 11th grader. You can only be a junior. You have to have taken a test, and those tests have to be either the ACT, the SAT, or the PSAT.
Okay.
Each of our high schools will offer the PSATs to sophomores and juniors in October. So I don't think that will change. So if there are juniors that do not have a test and have not taken ACT or SAT, you will have an opportunity in October to sit for that PSAT, which would qualify you to apply.
Okay.
Grade point average, GPA, they look at that. 3.7 is usually around the area that they kind of use and up. And then the application itself, there are a few parts to it. The first part is the academic achievement part, and that is the test scores, your grade point average, and your course load and how difficult it is. And that's the form that the counselor completes. So I complete that form for North. Kim Carden completes that form for Central.
Okay.
And Tara Graziano completes that form for John.
Okay.
Christy Wright at EC3, also, counselor over there is wonderful, and she helps these kids.
Okay.
The next part is the biggest, the student profile. And it is 3 very big sections, but it's all about the student. The first one is extracurricular. What are you doing outside, sports-wise, club-wise? You know, where are your passions? So they talk about those things.
Okay.
The next one is service, and this is volunteer work or paid work, either. And I tell kids all the time, you can even put down going to help grandma. Going to help grandma mow the yard. She's not able to do the things that they don't think of can go in this application. And the third one is honors and awards. Whether it's sports, beta club, any and all would go in there. Then they have a writing entry, must be 500 words. I know at North I have a teacher that is open to looking at those writing entries and helping those students perfect those. Then they also have to have a teacher recommendation and a community recommendation. The teacher recommendation also has to be somebody that they have had in class.
Okay.
And the community recommendation, a lot of the ones I've seen are youth pastors,
Okay.
Volunteer, Feeding America, somebody from there,
Okay.
or we have a lot of kids that are in the military that do stuff outside of school and get recommendations there. So just certain things like that. And those recommendations are huge, because basically those teachers and those community members are laying out all the good about that student.
About this kid.
And they're selling you.
Yeah.
So you have to pick you got to pick the right people to do those recommendations. I always say you can't go wrong picking an English teacher. You know they can write.
Hint, hint.
So, you know,
Okay.
and I try to give them kind of avenues to go. So that is the application process in a nutshell. It can be anywhere up to 20 to 30 pages.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a good thing. That tells me that you are active.
And
You
you're
are doing
interested
a lot.
in doing this,
And
you're committed to
yes.
doing what it's going to take to make this
That's right.
happen. And so
That's right.
Yeah.
But they have some good information out there. I'm waiting on GSP information for this coming year.
Okay.
I have received GSA, but I will get those documents in September. But I'm going to also provide the website for GSP that they can go to right now just to see the layout. So helpful. So helpful.
Yeah, that information's available.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And here's the thing, Terry, that I'm hearing is that if they'll take advantage of coming and visiting with their counselor and let you guide them,
Yes.
let your experience, or all of the counselors that you just mentioned, but take advantage of that wealth of information and that knowledge and that been there, done that, know how to make it happen. You know, that's kind of what this segment is about, is to just let kids know and let their parents know that this is available. They don't have to go this alone.
Right.
And you're there to guide them, take them by the hand and guide them and hold them accountable. And this is what it's going to take. And again, what's coming to my mind is this is how life's going to be. And when you have, you know, we talk about in my work again, we talk about a mentor. And if you have someone that will take that interest, it's invaluable because
Yes,
it will open doors and it will keep you from having doors closed.
That's right.
Because they've been there, done that, and that sort of thing. So that's what I'm hearing, is that, you know, all of your students, from sophomores, juniors, and seniors, that, you know, you guys are there. You're their resource center. You're their knowledge base.
100%.
You're their experts. So, all right. So the last one for us to talk about is seniors. So what do seniors need to be looking at this kind of time frame?
Right now, I think seniors are very nervous. They don't really know what to expect coming into this year. I think some of our seniors are worried, will I get to play sports? But there are some things that they can kind of shift their mindset to right now to work on for the things that are coming. I know every senior is not going to go to college, and that's okay. The ones that are, I would go on and suggest you start getting on those college websites. And if it's ECTC and then head to Western, save some money. Go to ECTC and then take that transfer to Western if you're not real sure what you want to do yet. Kids that are going out of state, having those conversations. Have you gotten on that website? Have you looked to see what they offer? Have you visited? Have you truly gotten the pulse of a campus? Just because it sounds good doesn't mean it's a fit for you. So they've really got to go in and dissect themselves and find what's a good fit. And those come with college visits. And I encourage them to do those during the week when they see people on campus, when they see the heart and soul of what's going on each and every day. And maybe they can pop into a classroom and see what that looks like. Right now, there are kids that know.
Yeah,
I know I'm going to UK, or I know I'm going to Western, or
because again, what's coming to my mind is making a mistake would be so detrimental. It would be so devastating. It could mess up their future. It could derail them if they make a mistake. Now, here's the thing, Terry, and I say this all the time. You make the best decision you can with the information that you have at the time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if the students think they're going and they go and it's not what they thought it was, okay. It happens.
It does.
Now let's drop back 5 and regroup.
It's all about how you respond to it.
How you respond to it, because you can't let it just okay. Maybe you'll be upset for a little while, but you got to get back up.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, all of us.
All of us.
All of us.
Absolutely, it does.
And again, in jobs that we take that didn't turn out like we thought it was, because when it was presented to us, it looked like this, but when we physically got there, it wasn't what we thought. Just like the campus visits, when
it's a growth process.
When you get there, and like you said, to show up in the middle of the week, you're going to get a real, true picture versus something that might have been more presentation type.
Right.
Okay, so absolutely great advice there on those sorts of things.
And those seniors can go on and start applying. I'm pretty sure that August is the key month for most of those colleges, and those applications are open on their websites.
Okay.
Now, scholarships right now are going to be through those universities. They need to look for incoming freshman scholarships.
Okay.
That's about all they're going to get right now because it's early.
Okay.
But local scholarships will come.
Okay.
But I know we're going to talk about that.
And that's a great lead in. That's the next thing I have
get
on my
excited about
list
that.
is the scholarships. I shared with you that I went on to the Hardin County Schools webpage, and this is 2019's list, but there's 42 different scholarships on these paperwork. Now, a lot of them I recognized because I've been a part of the community for a while. I've been a part of the Fort Knox Spouses and Community Club, the Fort Knox Military Officers Association of America, that MOA.
Yes.
I was a part of Radcliffe Rotary. I know that Bluegrass Cellular last year gave $18,000 to local students.
Yes, ma'am.
And the Bound Credit Union was listed there. So those I recognized, but I'm going to tell you there were a couple I didn't recognize. And so I wanted to kind of...
There's a bunch.
Well, and again, the Kentucky Horseshoeing School out of Richmond, Kentucky. So tell us about that scholarship.
That is a program, I think it's a 26 to 34 week program for students that are interested in the equine science. So
Okay.
if you are a horse, and we are in Kentucky.
And we are in Kentucky. We're down the road from Lexington.
So
okay.
we know that is one of the things we're known for.
Absolutely.
So that program is pretty top of the line. So if that's a route and that's a passion, and we have many students that are into that, that is something to definitely look into to see if you want to go that route.
Okay. The National President's Children of Warriors Scholarship, and it said it was children or grandchildren of a warrior. Now, we get a lot of military.
We do.
Already. We already have a lot of military scholarships. A couple of those I named off. There were some others that were on there. But this one you have to be, I guess there's some type of determination as a warrior. But that one was kind of
That's
different.
new to me. Like
Okay.
that was one, and I'll tell you, this list, John Wright has done such a great job with this list, and it's growing every year. And the counselors at each high school are doing a good job funneling him that information, so
Okay.
it can be put up for our parents.
Absolutely. So you can kind of look at it and go, oh, my grandfather was a warrior,
Right.
And so I can
me print this
apply.
off,
Let
or
me go
let
see
me save this.
what the specifics are and let me
Right.
apply.
He does a great job for
yeah.
our kids with that.
The Academy of CPR and First Aid Scholarships. You know, here's the thing, Terry. You get multiple scholarships, and before you know it, you've added up.
You got a year paid for.
You got a year paid for.
Right. And I wanted to, the EC3 program over there.
Yes.
With what they're doing, and they're doing a lot, but in that medical realm
Okay.
of things, I mean, we have kids coming out of there going through the Medicaid nurse aid program. They're getting phlebotomy and EKG, hands-on experience in Hard Memorial, and they're doing clinicals. And that college and career center has taken our district up a step, because
Yes.
I go back to saying college isn't for everyone, and going straight to work isn't for everyone. But we've got kids coming out of EC3 going straight into welding jobs, making $50,000 a year. That's their thing, and that's
their
okay.
thing. That's okay.
Because the kid going to college might not be a good welder,
That's right.
and you know, each kid has their own passion.
We're all wired differently.
That's right. That's
and
right.
it's how God wired us that's
That's right.
important. So, wow, our time's about up. We have gone
We've
over
covered a lot.
quite a bit of stuff. Did you have anything else on your list?
I did want to, and we will post this, I think. I'm going to post the GSP website on there.
Okay, yes.
And there is a booklet on there, and you will see that under applications, and it's called Best Practices. That is a document that those juniors should follow.
Okay.
For GSP. But we'll put some information on there.
Yes.
Also, I wanted to put in, there is a good possibility that Miss Carden, Miss Graziano, and myself and Miss Wright could be doing a virtual information session on GSP for those kids, because we usually have a session at EC3.
Okay.
But that's usually an in-person,
Okay.
pretty large session.
So that's something that would be posted on each high school's webpage, or
I would like it to be there, but I would also like Mr. Wright to put that on the webpage for all
the
parents.
county.
Mhm.
Okay, absolutely.
gonna be looking into
So
that.
that's something else to be on the lookout for.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, we're going to post your telephone number, your contact information.
Okay.
So if someone from North Hardin went, my kid didn't tell me any of this. Okay.
Contact me.
They can contact you. Thank you so much. I
Thank
have
you.
thoroughly enjoyed this. Cathy Williamson with Way to Work, and we're going to be done. Thank you for visiting with us.